We don't have a title, but this is just a podcast.
I'm sick.
Yeah, he's sick.
Yeah, we're going to talk to you about video games.
Video games.
Sad THQ went under.
Yeah. I loved Mercenaries too.
Yeah. I'm sad there's not going to be a Darksiders 3. Like, Nordic Games might make it, but...
I've actually never played Darksiders.
What? Okay, Darksiders 1 wasn't that great. It tried to be everything, and it ended up being pretty bad. Darksiders 2 was good. Unfortunately, everyone thought it was just Darksiders 1. So, yeah, it didn't really work out in the end. It was a good game. I love RPG elements.
Yeah, THQ had a lot of stuff. Didn't they go under back in, like, 2008?
Yeah, and it's really weird. It's really weird because they said that they were going to shut down the servers for Gotham City Imposters shortly after they went under. It's been a while, and they're still up. We have no one has any idea who's keeping these servers going. They're just kind of there.
They're
sorcery.
It's the ghost of THQ.
Well, they didn't have money to afford Ghosts. They had to sell them all.
God, I really miss Mercenaries too, though.
No, it really sucks because they had to they had to sell everything, like all of the trophies and awards they had to sell everything in the building. They couldn't take any of it.
I wish they would have at least sold Mercenaries 3 to someone.
Somebody probably bought the rights to Mercenaries. I mean, they had to auction off all of their rights, so somebody has it.
Well, that somebody needs to get working.
Yeah.
Because Mercenaries 2 was really fun.
I'm just running around chicken suit with a rocket launcher.
Yeah. Or when you beat the game, you can nuke everything, but you can only do it at a close range, so it's like, set the nuke here, freaking run.
Turn on the invisibility sheet code, just call it in on your feet.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah. I liked how you could level whole towns. Like, you could destroy basically any building. And they don't even, like, collapse, they just kind of go...
Did you ever play Prototype?
I've played the second one. I never played the first.
Okay, basically, it's basically a rated M version of the Incredible Hulk video games.
Well, I really loved Prototype 2.
A lot of people did. Prototype 1 wasn't that great. I'm surprised it got a sequel.
I'm kind of glad it got a sequel, though.
I actually never had to play number 2.
Better. It's really good. I just think it's cool that you can disguise yourself.
that was always hilarious.
Yeah.
Or like the stealth kill disguise. I don't even know what to call it. It was so weird. The first one, it makes you think you died, and it's like, nope, you didn't. You got nuked like 5 miles off the coast of Los Angeles, but you're okay.
Yeah, you're not doing too bad.
You're fine. You're just gonna be the villain in the second game.
Well, I didn't think he was the villain, was he?
He was, yeah. Alex Mercer was the villain.
Yeah, the main character of the first was the villain of the second.
Yeah, Alex Mercer. He's the villain.
I don't even remember how it ends. I haven't played it in a while, but get back to gaming. I just think it's weird that what games were on the dollar bin at GameStop, because they had like Battlefield 3 and Defiance and...
Were there any Ratchet and Clank games in there?
I didn't look. I got Duke Nukem Forever for $4, which that game's worth about $4.
Debatable.
I feel bad for the people that paid $60 for it when it first came out. Like that's how they made enough money to keep it.
It's still not as bad as Sonic Boom.
Oh God.
Oh man, Sonic Boom.
But like
Did you see the Game Grumps? How they went? Okay, they basically went through like the first 5 minutes of the game, frame by frame. It's so awful. The cutscenes, like everyone just kind of shows up or disappears, like flies off into space, or like for entire frames, the whole screen will just go black.
Jesus Christ.
Or like you can see off the distance, Dr. Eggman, he just stops. He just stops moving for like 4 seconds, and then when they catch up, he starts moving again.
Speaking of Sonic, did you ever play that PS2 game where you play as Shadow? And it's got
the one that tried to be super edgy.
It's got guns, and you just run around shooting people.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, you can choose to be good or evil, and there was
a lot more swearing in that game than I thought there was. I was like,
I always pick evil.
This is a Sonic the Hedgehog game, man. Jeez.
It's because it's Shadow. He's the anti-Sonic.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to make a game based around him, like,
but it's
super
still cool
edgy for no reason.
That you get freaking guns in a Sonic game.
Yeah, and then there was motorcycle that controlled like.
You have to like.
It controlled like it was there were bricks attached to it.
And then there's the Tron-esque mission where like you have to destroy firewalls. And
what else? What's going? Oh, you know Smite.
I've heard of it.
Okay, one of the guys that works with them, his name is DM Brandon. He used to be a professional Smash player. Unfortunately,
there was professional Smash players.
Yeah, there's a whole Smash Pro League, dude.
Why?
You're not okay. There is a thing, you know, Nintendo's Reggie.
Yeah.
Okay, Reggie. There was like a Nintendo press conference. So there was all these professional Smash players. He walks up and just tells these professional Smash players, "I'm not that good at Smash, but I'm going to get it on 3DS. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to kick your ass."
And did he?
No, he hasn't yet.
That'd be amazing if he did.
Like, it was an official Nintendo press conference,
and he just said that
on stage in front of thousands of people. Anyway, DM Brandon. He was such a jerk, and everyone hated him. No one really supported him. Like, he didn't have any sponsors, so he basically got a soft ban from the Smash tournaments. Anyway, he started working for Hi-Res Studios. They created Tribes Ascend, which, you know, they're just letting it die. They don't care about Tribes Ascend anymore for some reason. Anyway, he started working for he works for them on Smite. Pretty recently, he banned someone. It was basically like a personal vendetta. Apparently, the guy had like a long history of messing with DM Brandon, but honestly, on that stream that he banned him, the guy hadn't sent him a single message. And DM Brandon's not getting punished for it, but he's such a jerk.
It's like those people that are like...
hates him so much.
It's like those people that are like, my uncle works for Xbox Live, I'm gonna hack you and ban you.
No, but...
Have you heard people that do that?
No, but...
It's funny.
The thing is, if you've ever seen his stream, he yells at everyone for everything. Even if it's his fault, he blames everyone else. He doesn't just blame them. He goes on and on and on about how much he hates them.
Oh, God.
The guy's just such a jerk.
Well, there's a lot of jerks in the video gaming industry.
I don't know, everyone else that works for it, you know, they're pretty okay people,
yeah,
but
not
him.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, at least, do you think he can count to 3? Unlike Gabe Newell.
God. Gabe Newell.
That's another...
Why Lord Gabe? Well, they're making...
Lord Gaben.
They're making Left 4 Dead 3 and...
Finally?
Well, they said, yeah, like, okay, we're making...
So he can count to 3.
We're making Source 2. He said, alright, this is what Left 4 Dead 2 looks like on Source 2. And it's like, oh, that looks really cool. Yeah, this is the engine. We're going to make Half-Life 3 and Left 4 Dead 3. I was like, oh, okay. Wait, what? 2 3s? That's 6.
Gabe Newell finally passed kindergarten. He can count to 3.
Can you explain to me why they made a second Counter-Strike game?
I don't know. The first one wasn't even all that good.
No, it was just generic shooter of the game. It was a mod of Half-Life. It was a mod of Half-Life that got way too big. And it's not even fun. It was just generic shooter.
I've heard Geo sucked.
Global Offensive, yeah. A lot of people like Counter-Strike, but I just don't see the appeal of it.
I like trolling on it. Like, the one time I had Counter-Strike, it was like 2009. I got it on my computer for free from some... I think my friend pirated.
That's probably not a good thing to say on stream.
Whatever. But, basically, I just ran around knifing people. And people got so pissed off. Because they're like, no, you're supposed to use guns. Gosh. So I just ran
guns
around
are for babies. Who needs guns? No, I actually just made a blog post about a game called Double Action Boogaloo. Basically, it's just guys doing backflips, dual-wielding pistols. Here's one guy dolphin diving at you with his bare hands. Oh, I can't take it anymore. I'm just jump off this 20-story building. 5 guys jump down after you. All have like a mid-air gunfight. It's like, why? What's going on? There's so many explosions. Where are all these doves coming from? It
seems very cliche.
It is every action movie cliche thrown into one game.
You know, they can do...
Like, for every kill you get like a second of slow motion. Like, you can like press a button, everything just goes slow-mo, and you just run around, do.
Yeah, hey, Have you ever played the game Wet?
What?
It's called Wet.
Wet? No, I heard about it. Didn't they make a second one?
I don't know, but it was like good action cliches. And they had these scenes where it basically goes slow-mo, but it's like rage mode, where the whole screen's red. And like you just run around shooting everyone in the face.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah. The demo was amazing, and then I haven't played the full game, but I've been wanting to since I played the demo like 4 years ago.
Okay, what's like the best game your computer can run?
Probably, well, the best one in my opinion is Fallout 3, which you can run on medium, but I can play like old games like Civilization 4. I can play that.
I was gonna ask you to download a game called Nosgoth because I need friends to play it with.
I can play.
Download it.
I can play a lot of old games. Like
yeah,
I have.
This one just like went into open beta.
I have Operation Tycoon. Did you ever play that? Or Typhoon, not Tycoon. Operation Typhoon is like this old shooter, and like the AI on it is the most generic thing I've ever seen. Like you do a practice battle, and you get in the helicopter. Helicopter flies straight to a landing spot and just lands, and everyone gets out and just leaves it to be destroyed. And then like, but they always go the same route, even when there's enemies there.
Oh,
like,
man.
They don't know how to take alternate paths. It's almost as bad as the Battlefield 1942 AI.
Okay, have you know Red Orchestra 2?
No.
It is the worst, most inconsistent AI ever. Like, sometimes they'll sit there and they'll stare at you for 5 seconds. Like, you'll, like, you know, snipe someone and you snipe a few people. You'll turn around and there's an AI with a machine gun just staring at you. And you just freak out and just punch him in the face till he dies.
Jesus Christ.
And other times, like, they'll be walking along, they will turn around, like, 0.1 second, just instantly turn around, back forward, and they've headshot you with a machine gun.
So they quickscope.
Quickscoping isn't even a thing in Red Orchestra. Like, if you try to fire a machine gun
is it first person?
If you try to fire it from the hip, like, it's, like, super realistic, so, like, you pull the trigger, hip firing with a machine gun, and you're instantly, like, looking straight up. These guys will, like, walk over and just like, headshot you.
Like, recoil out the ass.
But, like, the things like the Red Orchestra, they will just turn and go, doop, gone, and it's like... Sometimes they'll kill you and you can't even see them.
Can you even beat the game?
You can.
It just takes forever.
The AI is just so inconsistent.
I have the discs somewhere. I need to find all... There's like 8 discs to it, but my grandmother... When she heard, like, 5 years ago that I like war games, she bought me Battlefield 1942, including the Vietnam DLC. But it's...
They shut the servers down for 1942.
Yeah, but you can still play with the AI. But the AI sucked. Like, in the Vietnam port thing, you get in a helicopter, they start flying to the battle, everyone jumps out. So you're left sitting in this helicopter like, wait, where did everyone go? Hit the ground. So every time I'd get in it, I'd try to get the pilot seat, but I always ended up in the back. So after everyone jumped out, I had to quickly switch seats till I got to the pilot seat, and even then, I usually crashed.
Oh man, no. Like there's a game called Heroes of Genesis. It's free. Your computer might actually be able to run it. But one of the things you can get on bicycles and just have someone like riding on it behind you, and it's hilarious because. My friend figured out you can actually deal damage to people by hitting them with the bike. So he basically just runs around on bicycles trying to run people over.
You played Armed Assault 2?
No.
I've heard the third one's really good, and the second one, it's basically this huge open world military game set in Russia.
Of course it's in Russia.
And it's open world, and the multiplayer is like you could have multiplayer battles going on here, and on the same server, have it going on, like, in-game, like 5 miles away, and it takes like 20 minutes in real time to get there. And you can get a wheelbarrow and have someone hop into it and have someone running with it.
Oh no, back to Red Orchestra 2. It's so hilarious because like you play as the Germans, and like your entire team just runs, and it's just complete silence. If you're the Russians, you can hear them across the map because the second the game starts, everyone sprints. You just hear, "Hoorah!" Or like the Americans, they'll just start like yelling like random American things like "apple pie."
I love.
But like the Japanese, like, it's just silence, and all of a sudden you're bonsai! And everyone just gets super suppressed. No one can shoot anything. There's 5 guys with katanas, just like, why?
Is it like multiplayer, or is it storylines?
Multiplayer. Well, there's not 5 guys. You only have, like, so many of this guy. But there's one of my friends, he said he was playing as the officer. He's running with a katana. He got shot like 5 times and didn't die, and his character was just like trying to bleed out because he got shot in the lungs. He was like, oh my god.
You know what I loved about back to Mercenaries 2 is the Americans, their dialogue. Whenever you have like the AN troops, the UN knockoff in your vehicle, they all say the most stereotypically American things. They're like, "What's up, dude?" In the middle of, and then one of them was like, "USA, allies." Like they're all morons.
Oh man, Mercenaries was so good.
The dialogue is just hilarious.
Mercenaries is too good.
It's a classic, but I just can't find it anywhere. Like, you can get it on Xbox Live on demand, but it costs like $20, whereas you could get it at GameStop for like $5.
Well, like I said, some of the games are too old to put the serial numbers in.
Yeah. And like you said, no one ever played as any other character than Matthias.
Well, it's like he was objectively the best. Like, he was the coolest guy. I mean, he's got a handlebar mustache and a mohawk.
And he's Swedish.
And a leather vest.
Yeah.
Regens health faster than everybody else. He was just great.
His dialogue's really funny, too. Like, if you
had his own special motorcycle.
If you hit someone in your car, he'll be like, "Bumper cars." Like, all his dialogue was really, really funny. What? You know what I really loved in Mercenaries 2 was crap, what's his name? The Russian guy. The jet pilot.
He was
Misha.
so good.
He was hilarious. And because he's drunk.
All the time. Even
in the mission where, like, they invade the castle that you're staying
I remember, like, I remember there were a few times, like, the helicopter would get blown up. And, like, he'd send me, like, I'm sending you the bill for this. From where? The afterlife?
No, and then,
calling me right now? You exploded.
And then occasionally, Misha would, like, drop a bomb, and it would miss entirely, and it would still cost you, like, $1,000.
Yeah. No,
And then Ewan, the Irish helicopter pilot, he was hilarious.
No, one funny thing you could do is, stealing oil was always so hard, because, like, they would always shoot at it and get blown up. One of the best things to do is get in a helicopter and, just take off with it, just, like, grab onto it with the weird grappling hook thing and just fly off.
Fly off with the oil, with this big tank of oil.
They'd send other helicopters after you, but the thing you could do is, you could drop it on a boat, and they would just keep chasing you, and then you could just ditch this helicopter out in the middle of the ocean, they'd stop chasing you, go find that boat, and just steal the boat.
Yeah. Do you ever destroy the oil rigs?
Oh man, the explosions.
They sink, they start sinking slowly, and you can just stand on there and wait for it to sink.
Man. They're making Just Cause 3, which is going to be really fun.
Oh my god, I loved the grappling hook in Just Cause. I need to go buy that game again, I loved it.
I never really got that far into Just Cause 2. I mean, it just got kind of generic.
It was pretty fun.
I mean, it was a fun game, but like I just couldn't get into it. Just Cause 3, though, I mean, they've had a lot of time to make this one a lot better.
Yeah.
And the standards, when Just Cause 2 came out, Just Cause 2 was amazing, but by the time I started playing it, there were all
the
these
first
games
Just
that were
Cause
just so much better.
I bought Just Cause 1, and I hated it, so I returned it and bought the second one, and it was infinitely better.
So hopefully they keep that up with Just Cause 3. Have you seen Rainbow Six Siege?
You showed me it. I've only played one Rainbow Six game, and that was Vegas 2, and I loved it, and I played it for hours on end.
Yeah, I did too.
I loved the customization, because you could run into battle wearing, like, a jumpsuit, or you could run in wearing this giant, like, suit of armor.
No, the worst thing ever was, like, everyone banned grenades in multiplayer. Like, you could not use grenades.
Yeah.
It was pretty hilarious when they did allow it, though, because I joined a match, and everyone else joined too late, so basically you just got to watch me and this one guy just 1v1 each other. I wrecked this guy so hard. Like, there was C4 everywhere. Like, he'd walk around a corner, here's a shotgun for you. Pistols, more C4, here's an incendiary grenade for your troubles.
You would just kick his ass.
Guy got wrecked.
Oh,
he was like, dude, just stop tryharding. Dude, I just started playing this game yesterday. I'm at a friend's house.
I remember, crap, I'm trying to think of...
And that's actually what made me go out and buy Rainbow Six.
I never, actually played it online, because for, like, the first couple years of playing video games, I didn't have Xbox Live, and my brother made my Xbox Live account and gave it to me when he gave me the Xbox. You know what my review... Like, you know how you can submit a player review? 76% of the people avoided me. And I look back, I was that annoying kid that played Xbox. Because, I started playing video games online when I was like 9 or 10. And I didn't start using a headset until I was like 13. And I was f***ing annoying.
Okay, this reminds me. Me and my friends, we were all playing Gears of War 3. All of a sudden, some guy... I didn't have my party set to friends only or like invite only.
That's what I do
Some
now.
guy named some kid named Chuppy joins the call.
Chuppy?
Chuppy. And Chuppy liked to talk about Chuppy in the third person.
Oh, God.
We all looked... Like, I was sending my friends, like, messages over Xbox Live, like, do you know this? He's like, no. We all looked through, like, our recently played lists, or, like...
Oh, God.
We were looking through everything. We, like...
Where did he come
We're like, dude, who are you? Oh, hi, I'm Chuppy. Hi, Chuppy.
Who are you?
Who are you? I'm Chuppy. Okay, that's all I'm getting out of you. I mean, we wanted to be nice to this kid, but
was he
was so annoying.
God.
I was probably in a call. We were all in there for like an hour and a half.
Just talking.
And he starts playing Gears of War 3 with me. And I'm like, oh man, I think I'm gonna switch to Dead Island. Oh, I've got Dead Island.
Oh,
okay.
God.
5 minutes to Dead Island. I'm gonna switch to Halo Reach. I've got Reach.
Oh,
of course you do, Chuppy. Of course Chuppy has Halo Reach. Thank you, Chuppy, for gracing me with your presence. Yeah. So after that, I was like, what's that, Mom? Sorry, guys. I gotta run to Walmart. Apparently. They had to talk to Chuppy for 2 more hours. I came to school the next day and they were like, why? Why did you leave us alone?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was my experience with Chuppy. If anyone else knows Chuppy, please tell me who this kid is. He's a god.
Thank you,
Chuppy's
Based
a
Chuppy.
god.
He's Based Chuppy.
Based Chuppy, yeah. I have no idea where he came from. And like the thing is, I've tried looking him up. Like, he doesn't exist anymore. Like, Chuppy just doesn't exist.
Oh, God. Sounds like something out of a creepypasta.
Dude, Chuppy's... I don't even know.
We need to find Chuppy. We need to find him. Was this on, like, Xbox?
This is on Xbox Live.
Oh, God.
Like, he's just joined the party.
Out of nowhere.
I don't know. He doesn't...
He's not friends with anyone?
Like, no, he wasn't friends with us. He wasn't on our recently played list.
Jesus Christ.
Like, he just joined. We're like, do we know you? He's like, no, I'm Chuppy. Like, he was Chuppy was oblivious to the fact that no one knew Chuppy.
Oh my God.
I can't imagine what 2 more hours of Chuppy was. Especially when he seemed to own every game in existence.
Oh, God.
Like, it doesn't matter what I tried to switch to. Like, I was, like, thinking about switching to Time Shift, and no one on Earth owns Time Shift. Chuppy owns Time Shift.
Everyone rented Time Shift when they played it.
I love Time Shift.
I loved it, but I never owned it.
I remember, like, people, like, throw sticky grenades at you, reverse time, shoot them in the legs, and they drop the grenade, you're like, aw, boom.
Yeah.
But
that was a fun
Chuppy
game.
was...
Chuppy owned everything. I bet you, if you bought the freaking Sour Patch Kids game, Chuppy would have
There was a Sour Patch Kids game? Was that it? That's not anything like the Burger King video games?
No, it's a Sour Patch Kid game. It's a real thing. It came out a few years ago, and you basically play as a Sour Patch, and your goal is to get eaten. You have to you have to fight your way through this giant trash can. You have to fight your way through a trash can to get to the top of it. Then you have to fight your way through bugs and other candy and all this crazy stuff. And you're just the whole time you're a Sour Patch Kid. And it's just other Sour Patch Kids.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Sounds like Lemmings.
Okay. I bet you, if you ask Chuppy, I bet you he has Battletoads.
The original Battletoads, though, that game ruined friendships.
It was...
No, I used to live up in these townhouses, and me and my sister would walk to the bus stop, and we would find, random games.
And just play them?
I found Ed, Edd and Eddy, the video game. I didn't even know that
I used to do that. I used to buy, just cheap games out of the dollar bin. I bought Earth Defense Force 2017.
I found Tetris.
Cheesiest game I ever played.
Mortal Kombat 3.
You found Mortal Kombat 3?
I found Mortal Kombat 3.
Earth Defense Force 2017. I actually gave it to my friend because it was so stupid.
Oh, but apparently the newest Earth Defense Force game was pretty good.
No.
But the past 7 were bad.
Earth Defense Force 2017. It's one of those third-person shooters where it's
I know what it is.
Further away and it's just straight back. So and then you bump into a building and the whole thing just tumbles like cardboard. And the first 8 levels, it's just the same thing. You're just fighting a bunch of giant ants for the first 8 levels. And then
bring in the spiders.
And then for the next 8 levels, you just fight giant spiders. And then the next 8 levels.
Man. And then after they run out of bugs to throw at you, because you killed every bug in existence.
Whoops.
After you've killed every bug in existence, hey, let's send in giant robots.
Yeah. All that bug killing totally trained you for giant robots. Crap, I lost the mouse. It's not on the screen anymore.
Wow, wonderful.
How do we stop the podcast? It's plugged in.
You sure?
How would we stop the podcast?
I don't know. This is the podcast that never ends. This is day 23.
Day 23! Give it up for day 23!
You're running dangerously low on food and urine bottles.
God. No, but you know what other awesome game I got on PlayStation 2? I bought a PlayStation 2 and searched 8 GameStops just to find this game, and then my freaking mother gave it to her friend.
What game was it?
Warship Gunner 2. Did you ever play it?
No.
Basically, it's this game where you design your own warship. And it's kind of like a mix of modern and World War II. All the enemies in the beginning have World War II era ships. But then you can get giant rail cannons.
You can get the shield help mega carrier.
No, you can get... No, but then all the bosses... Even the battleships are tiny compared to your battleship. But then these bosses... It's 90 times the size of a regular battleship. It's this gigantic battleship.
They're moving continents.
Yeah, basically. Because, this ship you're in is already huge. And then it's this gigantic freaking thing that makes yours look like a speck. And you have to destroy it.
No.
And at the very end of the game, you can get a 100-centimeter cannon. If you put it on the biggest battleship body that you can get, it takes up 80% of the weight limit. You can't even put engines because of how big this gun is.
Jesus.
You can't even put engines.
Man.
Yeah. No, but it was so fun. Because it's wave after wave of enemy ships, and you can design your own ship. You could put a bridge and one little smokestack, put 50 engines, and then put 90 guns. So you're just in this thing that shoots 100 miles per hour and shoots every millisecond.
No.
And the funniest thing, the cutscenes were all Japanese manga.
Wonderful.
All the cutscenes were drawn.
It all comes together.
All the cutscenes were drawn like Japanese manga.
Oh man. No.
And they weren't animated. It was frame by frame cutscenes.
No. Assassin's Creed, that reminds me of Assassin's Creed Black Flag and the boss ships in that one. There was one of them.
I could only get past one.
There was one of them in More to Strike You. One of them is in like this awful mist that was really hard to see through.
I couldn't get past
one of them. There were two giant ships.
Yeah.
And when you beat one of them, the other one got super angry and started ramming you.
I always get the first one down, and I never get the second one.
No, my friend got hit by a tidal wave and got rammed at once, and his ship almost capsized, but I don't think the game was coded for it, so it just went and just went right back. And the whole time I was watching him play it, I was like, the naval combat in this reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean Online. I'm sad that game got shut down, actually. That was actually a really fun game. I never played it. It was a fun game, but Disney never tried to maintain the servers, so it was super laggy, people crashed all the time. And it had the potential to be, a fun, free-to-play game, but...
No!
Disney just didn't care.
You know what free-to-play game I've been trying to play, but my Xbox won't let me, is World of Tanks. I've heard World of Tanks is really good. Is that what it is? But no, it's only 50-something right now. Hang on, let me check the time. It's 10:50.
Okay.
But World of Tanks, I've been meaning to check it out, but my Xbox, I go to log in, and it doesn't let me play.
I refuse to play World of Tanks. It sounds stupid.
Because my Xbox is broken, I think. Like, I can play online, but anytime I go from home, if I sign in at the Xbox Home and then start a game, it logs me out, and I have to log back in. And then if I switch to a different game, it logs me out, and I have to log back in.
No, but the thing about World of Tanks is my friend, he plays it. He says tank destroyers are the most useless things ever. They don't move as fast as light tanks. They don't do the damage that heavy tanks do. They can't take down heavy tanks. Light tanks move too fast for them to hit. They're just useless. And that kind of defeats the purpose of a tank destroyer.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, every German tank is better than, like, every Russian tank, which is kind of backwards.
Well, no, because I think it's set in World War II, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, which means that the Russians have the best tanks around.
The Russian tanks were actually only kind of decent. The reason the German tanks almost destroyed, like, any American tank force is because American tanks were from, like, the 20s and 30s. German tanks were built, like, they were designed and built, like, a year before the war started. So they had all this awesome...
Well, the Russian tanks were designed, like, during the war. And, like,
yeah, they went right out of the factory, straight into battle.
and they were amazing. Like,
T-34s.
Tank shells bounced off of them. And, like, they have that tank in the game, and it's just not that great of a tank.
Have you played, speaking of tanks, my favorite part of, did you ever play that old game? I can't remember what it is, but you play as tanks, and the tanks are people. Like, there's no people in towns, it's tanks, and they talk to you.
What?
And you can add this stuff onto your tank, to where, like, you can, like, add wings to your tank and make it fly.
Almost the tank engine.
No, but like, the whole game in the universe, there's no people, it's only tanks. When you go to defeat the Emperor, it's a giant tank.
That sounds awful.
And, like all the shops, and, like, they have, like,
I'm just imagining, like,
doors.
Emperor Palpatine's robe on a tank.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. I can't remember what it was, but it was actually really fun. But it's funny, because, like, you're just rolling through this town, and there's no people. It's, like, all the houses have garage doors because it's for tanks. Like, instead of people, it's tanks. And it was amazing, but it was also cheesy as hell.
Oh, man. That sounds so amazing.
Yeah, it was for PlayStation 2, and I can't remember
There were so many good games on PlayStation 2.
I really miss my PlayStation 2, but like I said, I stopped playing it for a week.
You know what game I was sad I never got to beat?
Yeah, what?
Jak 3. I had Jak, I had Jak 2, I had Jak 3. Jak 3, though, I didn't have wireless controllers, and me being, a 9-year-old with ADHD, pulled it out of the wall, it hit the ground, because it was elevated.
Jak 3 broke.
Jak 3, the disc looks fine. As far as I can tell, there's nothing wrong with it, but the game freezes the second you get to the first part where you can drive cars.
Yeah, Skyrim has been My first copy of Skyrim. I had it from 2011 till late last year.
I have had Skyrim since about 2 months after it came out, and I honestly don't like it.
My disc
I don't like Skyrim.
Was bent. It still worked, but it had a curve to it. And it was scratched to hell. And every time I got to level 40, or beat both of the main quests, it would lag. Like, I would, go to my inventory, it would take 20 seconds to open my inventory. I'd try to equip something, I counted 10-second delay between clicking the button and it actually equipping. So, I bought a pre-owned copy of Skyrim late last year, thinking, well, it's pre-owned, but it won't be as crappy as mine. It still does that. And I don't know if that's just because my saved game was screwed up, or if it's the game
your
hardware
Xbox. You said your Xbox is kind of broken anyway.
No, the 360 is fine. It's one of the newer 360s that has the slim 360s. And I've had it for 3 years, but it's run fine. But the game just, I can't get past level 40, or I can't beat both quests, because then it lags to hell.
Okay, I got Skyrim. I didn't like Skyrim.
I liked it.
Morrowind and Oblivion all the way.
Oblivion was great. The next game is coming out in early 2016. And it's set in Black Marsh. It's called Argonia. So, that seems like I wish they'd do one in Elsewhere already. Because it's jungle and desert. And I'd love to see what the Elder Scrolls makers can do with jungle and desert.
Well, they did in Morrowind. It's just, there was a really bad fast travel system in instances.
But I mean, wouldn't that be awesome to see what Elsewhere would look like in the game?
I guess. No, the funny thing about Argonians, the Argonians, they started out as lizards. There were, magical trees that basically put out spores that killed everything. It didn't kill the little lizards. They evolved into the Argonians.
Yeah.
And things the Argonians are mind-controlled by these trees. But the trees don't do anything.
Yeah.
And these trees control an entire race of people.
And they don't do anything.
They could plunge the entire world into chaos. And these trees, the entire fate of the world, is decided by trees.
Maybe they'll play into that in the new game.
Also, it's kind of... Some people think that the reason why you never see any of the other continents in the Elder Scrolls series are just on this one. All of these continents are different points in time. They
say Akavir, it's all ancient Japanese type stuff, and it's full of beasts. The lore says that Akavir is full of.
And the Red Guards, they don't come from Cyrodiil. They come from somewhere else.
But they said,
a lot of people think they might come from really far in the future, or really far in the past.
But they said that in Elder Scrolls lore that the Cyrodiil, the Imperials, they tried to invade Akavir, and there are beasts everywhere, and that but then the people in Oblivion, the ancient Akaviri warriors, they're like samurais.
Yeah, they might be different continents, but some people think that it might just be different points in time. Also, the sun isn't a sun; it's a giant hole in the universe that all magic comes from.
Yeah. And, they have a whole, lore system and a whole system of beliefs.
I've tried getting into, all of the lore of, Elder Scrolls.
There's so much.
The lore has lore. It's just too much.
There's so much. They could make a whole video game where you just read books about lore, and it would be the longest game.
The best book ever.
I actually love reading the books in Skyrim.
Oh, man. There are only a few. I only like reading the funny ones. Unless you're Argonian Maid, there's just... The whole book is just innuendo. Nothing's going on. It's just so much innuendo.
Okay, well, I still have to go. It's 10:58. We should probably...
We can't end the podcast. You lost the mouse.